keeping with the cold start theme for the winter. We did the 72 Fury cold start. So now we have to do the 60 Fury cold start. This hasn't had gas put in it for years, so we're gonna have to put some kind of gas. The gas, when you start this thing, it does not smell like nice fresh gas. It smells like, how is this running gas? I don't know how much gas is in the car. Don't know if the gauge is even hooked up. It's reading empty, so it might be empty, or it might not be hooked up. Doesn't matter, because the whole dash is coming out of it, right?
Yeah.
Pretty quick. I'm gonna save a little bit of in the bottom here.
For some cheating.
Yeah. Gotta get a decent gas cap too, that's garbage. Yeah. Oh, Jesus. If it'll blow the Chrysler carbon footprint on the back. Right? Your classic carbon footprint. Nice. Let's see how good it gets. That's choke mostly closed, but it's not. It's running well, actually. That sounds really good. It's not even missing. You can smell its old gas still.
Yeah.
Well, between the old gas, the accelerator pump not working, and the choke not being set up properly, a real Canadian moment. Fury update.
Parts? Fury parts?
More Fury parts.
Are you selling only? Selling only Fury stuff?
Keeping all that. I need to put the car together at some point.
Yeah.
This is the light touch-up Fury touch-up dust-in detail job.
Are you selling the 4-door hardtop pieces?
I don't know.
That's pretty cool.
We have to tidy this up. Okay. The before. This is what you have to be prepared to do.
That's true. You have
if you're going to Look at there's
We'll
no
vacuum
shit
all
in
out,
it.
Yeah.
Leaves in it.
This is a project on its own.
It is, and it's got to be good. It's got to all work. It has to look at all this freaking Star Trek vacuum bullshit. All has to work.
Cool.
Hello, Frankers. It's the Franker Show. Who's our guest tonight? Hey, Agent 1080 on the scene.
Yeah,
Fury
it's
special.
definitely a poly. See, in all of them I parted out have had silver pulleys.
Oh,
which
that's
is bizarre.
rattle can.
No, they're all like that.
Bullshit.
Honestly, the 60 Dodge and the 60 Plymouth Fury, silver pulleys. Yep, 100% all day. We have the same Carter 2-barrel from 60 to 2017.
Yeah.
Beginning of ballast resistors.
Yeah.
Just starting.
Cruise. The 70s New
76
Yorker.
Doba New Yorker cruise control unit. Wow. Unreal. But she's fully equipped, power steering and
It's
power
not
steering.
that. Yeah, I know Jiffy Jet's missing. I'm not very happy.
Unbelievable.
I'll have to read
Start the
Jiffy.
car, we're going. 15,000 bolts on the intake manifold. That's poly for you.
Mm-hmm. I've got the 4-barrel.
2 on the valve covers, that's
I
all
got
we
a
need.
4-barrel
Never leak.
intake though.
All the valve
They
covers.
never leak. I know. It doesn't leak. This is my point. I was running this for a half an hour yesterday.
Look how
out in the
dry
snow.
it is.
And I opened the hood expecting like 7 things to be pissing. Nothing. It
It's
just
dry as
performed.
shit.
It runs like shit. It's not set up at all. The idle speed is way too fast.
dwell.
It's rich. The choke doesn't work. The accelerator pump doesn't work.
How many
It's shit.
pops would this take to figure out to run the linkage backwards and add another throttle linkage bracket off of a 70s 318 and then bend the shit out of it to fit a poly to go cruise? That's unbelievable. You got throttle going one way and cruise control going the other.
Like they're really Vegas-y, right?
Super Vegas-y.
Right? It's the whole world, or the whole industry was Vegas, though. Like, but they really, they got downtown with that, right? Like,
Okay, the
no more
coolest
absurd
thing
steering
ever
wheel has
is
ever
a
been put in a
60
car.
Dodge clock. 60 Dodge Dash has the clock that's a turret. Unbelievable. There's no other car that has that. A turret clock.
Yeah.
Like, that's something you go show the neighbors, like, oh, does your new Oldsmobile have a turret clock? No, it doesn't. Sorry. My Pioneer does. Because I spent
But this is
$4.
Canadian Dodge, so it's Plymouth.
Plodge.
Oh, yeah, it's Plodgy.
I don't know about that poly, though. Me and
What are you
Polys
talking
don't
about?
get along.
Oh,
Not a fan.
I just needed to run.
They're lazy,
I have the
anemic,
I don't care.
no good for nothing. I don't care.
I don't care. It's just
oh
gonna.
man, put a 4-barrel on that
Well,
poly. You should read the Mopar magazines. Holy. It's a
I'm
poly.
gonna put it on because I wanted one when I was a kid. I had the Poly in my other Fury, and I always fucking lusted after a 4-barrel intake, and then I bought that thing that you told me from Reg there, that 58. Opened the hood because you couldn't get it open. Got a Poly with a 4-barrel. 113 in
From
what?
miles on end. 67 Sport Fury 2-door hardtop.
The blue one?
Yeah, 294 gear, 113 miles an hour. That was it. No more. My only poly.
Nice.
Yeah.
Put tonight on Poly Talk.
6 subscribers
Yeah,
worldwide.
that's right. Join us tonight for Poly Talk
Do
Live.
you like setting your
Yeah.
valves in poor economy? Come to Polyton.
I'm a fan. It's daily beats, man. In terms of daily beats, like compared to the Fraser, this thing is a fucking Saturn V rocket.
Look at this, a Canadian car right here. This is
Let's see.
Crico. There's no
Fill me in.
Chrysler. Crico. 100% Canadian.
Oh yeah, no kidding. And 1959 or 60. There we go. Look at 60 code on the rad.
Yep. And
Nice.
super early part number.
Oh yeah.
Metal puke tank. Wow.
Yeah, for sure. No overflow.
Super cool.
It looks
It's
like they-
Canadian Tire Chrysler blue. It's
Yeah,
actually
yeah.
not Chrysler blue, it's just Canadian Tire Chrysler blue. It's what they thought it would be.
That's right. It's like we were
a
talking about that. It's when you buy
combination
those cheap
between 305
parts.
blue and Pontiac 400 blue.
Right.
Yeah,
They
that's
mix them
that
together.
must be 318 blue.
318 blue. Okay. Hey, Vinny. We can get at the dashboard now that it's completely gutted. Try to
we'll try to clean all this up the best we can. And I really don't want to paint anything, so try to keep everything nice and original, just clean it up. Tractor's gonna help, or not. I ended up dismantling the entire dashboard, and just much easier to clean it properly. I did disassemble the speedo here. It had like spiders and stuff in it. It was pretty gross. So at this point, I'm really just determined to try to salvage as much of the original paint on this stuff as I can, and just get it all really nice and clean, so that when it goes back together, it's not gross to work on. These are the vents. They were in excellent shape, but just filthy. So here is a look at it after some cleaning and polishing with just regular automotive polishing compound. I was very happy with those. Hardly any fade, really. The color was the same on the top and the bottom piece. Amazing that it had not faded after all those years. And here, what have we done here? Oh, it looks like I've put the speedometer back together, and I got some of this 3M strip caulk to stop it from rattling, so we put that in there to hold it in. And this is where you pick it up and you notice that there's some polish on the back of the lens, and then you have to overdub your vocal because of the amount of swearing that's here. So that all came apart and got done a second time. And that brings us to the HVAC controls, which were actually, again, in pretty good shape, just stiff and dirty. So it needed just to have all the contacts cleaned and oil it up, and it worked very well after that. And then on to the column here. Just dirty, nothing really wrong with it structurally. So here's kind of the before shot of it. Just going to disassemble everything, pulled all the wires out of it, cleaned the wiring harness separately, pulled all of that off and cleaned it all separately. The column has a few scratches and nicks in it, but actually once it was all kind of tidied up, it looked pretty good. Part of the idea of this is that we paint as little as possible, because that just adds so much time, and if it's even slightly presentable, I'm going to leave it. The steering wheel I cleaned up. I'm not sure if I'm going to use this wheel or the black wheel from the Dart. Either way they need paint, either way they need repairs. The Dart one is actually slightly better, so I may use the Dart wheel instead. So either way, that got cleaned up for now. This is the bearing for the steering wheel shaft, and you can hear it. That doesn't sound really very nice. And it's dry and it's rusty. So since we're here, I'm going to pull that bearing out and recondition it. If it's beyond repair, we'll use the one out of the other car, but I'd like to just swap them. I'd like to just drop this in. Take the other one out, drop this one in. That's how long I want that to take. So, pretty easy. Weekend update,
Well, yeah.
no, holiday update, kind of,
well,
almost.
not quite yet.
By the time this is on.
Yeah, damn December. Yeah. Decembered, hey? Got a beard going for December?
Have you?
That Decembered, yeah. Well, okay. Well, I
Really?
I haven't been around
enough.
as much.
You're quite dolled up there,
Oh,
Minnie,
you
for
should
look
have
at
been,
you,
yeah.
eh?
Oh, so good.
Hey,
Oh,
Dean's
wow.
the only guy I can feed him his lines.
Oh, I love it so much.
Yeah, it's all nice and clean and sprayed out and minty. Look at the ashtrays all polished out.
Oh, wow.
Nice. You got all the rust scraped off of that guy.
Good, looking good.
Yeah, these guys are all cleaned and reconditioned and oiled.
Yeah, go with the delete. Don't need no radio.
Man, I can smell that rum and coke from here, man.
Well, that's from 1997. It's peeling the paint off the walls, eh?
Yeah. Look, that's the upside down one.
And there's
There's one from one of the parts cars that I... Oh no,
No
maybe
shit.
I bought this off of that guy.
Did
I
you?
can't remember.
Oh, wow.
It's
It's one from something. Look at how good that is. There's no blistering on it. It's not broken off like that one.
Oh, yeah.
Even the anodizing is,
Well,
it's a 5.
really? It's
It's
a
a
5?
five. Yeah, well, there, look at the original
people
color.
Were, yeah.
Right? The original color, that would be like,
That's nice.
this is a,
Oh.
you can tell it's gold. So, you
That's
know,
about it, yeah.
but it's not a 10.
Yeah.
But the whole car, right now the car is a 1.5.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we got some work.
Oh,
I'm gonna bring the car up to like a 5. It'll be
I mean,
solid.
I've been on a hiatus and I haven't been around the shop for too much.
Yeah,
but, you
what's
know,
with you? What do you like?
Oh.
You got a real job.
you've done a lot of work since I've been gone, and
Good call.
been gone so long. I've been gone. Woo! Oh, great, man! This is good. The 4-door basers are where it's at. I love that stuff. But you know, you're right. But I mean, this is like, you look at a 2-door hardtop like this, and you're like, wow,
Yeah,
this car's from space, man.
right. Space cars from the future.
It's just like,
Didn't care if Grandma could get in the back. 4-door says, I care about other people's problems. 2-door
Yeah,
hardtop
says-
says, I don't care what little Billy and his soccer balls. All I want is a badass roof line and some, hey, maybe
Yeah,
some
you can-
cigarettes.
sunburn the kids in the back, you know. No,
Fucking get the sky high window.
no biggie. Well, if you don't want sunburned kids, don't buy a 60 Plymouth Coupe.
Plastic.
Whoa, guys. It's shiny as shit. It's so nice. This car is the car, guys. So,
Yeah,
I
the
mean,
fact that
it's...
a blue and white 2-door hardtop on the Fury page on the brochure. Saturday night, Dean Frankers,
Yeah.
60 Fury.
That's
Okay,
how we-
time to do the dash, buddy.
Yeah, that's what we're attempting here. Just everything's kind of...
Everything. Oh,
well, it's gotta
hey,
go, man.
Frankers, it's Christmas party
It's gotta
at
go. It's gonna...
Frankers. Are you helping?
No, Franklin.
Are you going to get out of the way, please?
Go on. Let's just let's get her off. Yeah.
Well, we're making some progress on the return half of the dashboard project. Frankers is helping so much. Here's some bits that are cleaned, and actually I was just cleaning up this front panel and I thought it was interesting how this is before and that's after, how much yellow is coming off of that. Probably smoked in from new, and this finish is so delicate that you can't put any polish or anything even slightly aggressive on it, or it just takes it right off. So I'm just a light shop towel and a little Windex is actually doing really well. I'm hoping I can get this sticky mess off of here without ruining anything. The one from the Fury is unfortunately quite beat up, and all else being equal, I will put in the best of the pieces that I have. Actually, pretty ingenious and pretty simple and pretty reliable. The only thing that's really gone wrong with this in 50 years is that some of the more often pushed buttons, you can see, have actually, the little trim on here is actually worn completely off. And while it still works fine, that kind of spoils it, you know. They did the heater control buttons in a very similar style, and what have we managed here? Where did I put it? Rather than try to find a reverse button that's in good shape, I've dismantled a defrost button, and I'm going to just change that over onto there. And if that looks good, I may do a few others too, because these have hardly been pushed, not nearly as much as the ones that get used for the transmission. So that's kind of fun. I'm going to give it a go. These are all worn badly enough that even the ones that were still functioning were getting kind of haggard looking. So I decided to do them all because I have several extra HVAC controllers, and all I really need out of them is that little aluminum sleeve. So the basic idea is
that you can pull them straight off of there. They are anchored on, so you have to kind of get in there and just twist it off. These are pretty tough. And then I take a screwdriver and flatten out the little detents that hold it on until we can push this out of here. Okay, then clean that up. Cleaning close up, there we go. There's a notch in the top to locate them so they stay indexed. Give it a quick tidy. You can do it a bit better once it's all assembled. I nominate this one. Looks pretty good. A couple little scratches, but whatever. It's a lot better than what we took off. So, just kind of okay. This guy goes over there. This guy, we can take the screwdriver and flatten these out. There, so the edge gets a little beat up. Definitely a little body work involved once we're finished. So, luckily, all of these guys are numbered. So, when it's all laying over your desk, you can figure it out. And there we go. That magically erases a lot of years' wear on these things. Usually they're just really haggard looking by the time they're this old. So it's a handy little fix. It does require that you have multiple cars that you're not going to find any shifter ones that are any good. If you've got some of these HVAC controls, you can use those. There's at least one person might find that useful, maybe zero. Between 0 and 1 people will find that useful. Oh, I forgot. Once you get it on and assembled and indexed, it's fairly easy to take any kind of a sharp, flat edge here and just recreate some dimples in the style of the original ones. So, there. That will not go anywhere. Now I'm going to straighten out this back flange. These things are so thin that there's really almost no way to do it without damaging it, and when you do damage it, you can just push it right back where it was. It's not even that big of a deal. And since you're doing it, you can hide the scratchiest part at the bottom where you're not going to see it. Alright, well that's a massive improvement. Everything's cleaned and oiled up, so this can all go back together. I'm going to put these in after the shifter is installed in the dash. There's no reason to have these things banging around in there. You can just push them in when you're done. So I guess the next thing is actually to install the dash, so let's do that. I've got the dash loosely hung in here. Here is the repaired shifter buttons. What a treat. Look at how nice those look. That is fantastic. It all works beautifully and seems all ready to go. I'm going to keep wiring up the rest of this tonight. This was people who own these cars and have taken that shifter out of there with the dash installed and put it back in, they know. It's not easy. There's a couple of bolts there that are not easy with the dash in the car. And the lighter is all... Lighter's been reconditioned. to some extent. I hope it works because I like that kind of thing. Got that all cleaned out, shined up the best we can. Delete panel in. We can always change it if we get a nice original radio. Clock delete plate. Dart instruments, because they had almost no fading. The Plymouth ones you couldn't even really tell which side was green and red. And got some work to do here. I don't know. This is the only thing that I'm really not super happy with, is this this bit of molding here. And chrome plated plastic, you know, it's clean, there's nothing wrong with it. It just looks like shit. We picked the best of the two mirrors and put that in there. Quite good. I'm going to paint one of the black speaker grills. The blue speaker grill is very poor. Then we're going to polish all the window trims, put them in after we're happy with everything, and then probably tear into the door panels. You know, do as much of this stuff as I can when I can't be doing body work on it. To do a lot of this before I'd prefer to have had all the body work done, but in a case like this where I just simply can't afford to take the time to put that all together at once. This is what's going on right now, and I'm going to amuse myself with that, and then we're going to probably move on to the brakes and the windshield, and sometime soon I hope that a spot opens in the shop and I'll push it back over there and start doing the last of the rust repair, and then we can splash it and go. Did I say splash it? We're gonna splash it. Well, it didn't take very long to find the 1960 Plymouth wiring diagram. The only real thing I gotta figure out is this top light switch, because it has been modified when the car had cruise control added, and I'm going to delete that. Just because I would never use it anyway, and it looks a little funny under the hood of a car 10 years too old. So, got lots of pink and green and whatnot, and at least some of it comes out of the column. So, let's just have a looky. I guess the trouble with being colorblind is that all of this becomes much more difficult. The only thing harder than this is being a colorblind car painter. I'm already doing that. Red, brown, white, green. Red, tan, brown, white, dark green. Well, I don't know. What's this? I don't know what color that is. Or this. Or this. Or these. So I think this is black and white. And the rest of these, I have no idea. Some are darker than others. I'm going to have to wait till somebody who can see gets here, because it's not even lining up with the right number of wires, much less figuring out what colors they are. None of this is a big deal, except that I think the white one is the one I need for the brake switch, because of course the signal light interrupts the brake light when you signal, so whatever I'm doing to fix the brake light has something to do with these. Anyhow, small change. I think what I might do, for the sake of keeping things moving, is actually just install the column and install the wiring that I do know, and sort the rest of it out after. The rest of the dash is pretty much wired and just needs a little tidying. It looks a little bit complex at first, but the wiring on these cars is actually very simple, so I'm more than happy to sort this out. If only I knew what green was, it would save me so much time. All the switches came out really well. The column looks great. Yeah, all these guys cleaned up very nicely. Dash looks terrific. Instruments all look great. Used the brightest and least faded of everything that I had. The dash pad cleaned up reasonably well, certainly considering. And I have to do the speaker grill. That needs to be done. I put the glove compartment from the Dodge in. It is in perfect condition. The Fury one had a bird nest in it, and it's just so disgusting. It's not even worth trying to clean. So that is just a treat. It looks just like new. This is the original Fury glove box lid with the hinge from the Dodge, because the Plymouth one was just rusted solid. This one is just like new. All works. I checked the lock. It all works fine. So, ended up using the Dodge mirror only because the Plymouth one, the actual silver was coming off to the point where it just couldn't be made to look good. Normally I wouldn't do this in this order. You would think that you would do this after the car was painted, but I only have so much time that I can dedicate to the body on this car right now. So this is a great way of really adding a lot of value and a lot of time to put into the car. And literally next to no money at all other than cleaning supplies. I don't think I spent anything on it. And it just looks like, I wouldn't say new, but it looks like very, very nice. All this stuff looks a couple of years old. I'm going to try and do something about this. We have to get that to stay down. I don't really even mind that it's all faded, but sticking up like that looks like shit. So, where are we at? Plymouth project time. Plymouth project next will be probably brakes while it's in here. Seats will be coming up. And yeah, that's just terrific and a real treat to put it back together because everything is clean. And now I know how everything works. Really, really a nice thing to have behind me. Best part about that, literally no money. I didn't paint a single thing. There's really no other way you're going to get it to look like that unless you completely disassemble it. This is a regular contributor.
Same old shit.